Hey Village, how are you guys doing? Once again, at the hair, I just pinched it up and decided to go live in my car. I just watched a number of videos while I was at my daughter's cleaning up and getting ready to go back home. And man, the controversy on YouTube is thick. Some of you in the polls said that it was going to get like this, but I didn't know it was going to get like this quick. I mean, this is fast. This is quick. This is like a complete turnaround. People are either changing their content or they're complaining about having to change content. YouTube has updated a plethora of things, just stuff, because of, plagiarism, bullying, just a number of things. And it's just like, wow, I can't even. So YouTube is changing once again. YouTube is always changing. They're always changing, something or whatever. A lot of it has to do with kids. But here lately it has to do with, kids and adults and children watching things that adults make. I'm trying to hide this because this is a logo from where my daughter works and I don't want to show it because, I don't want somebody saying, well, look, she's supporting so-and-so, like, it's none of your business. So anyway, man, I'm like, there's some I want to say, but I can't really, say it in the way that I would normally say it because, YouTube will probably demonetize this video or, we get in trouble some type of way. So I'm choosing my words wisely. This is crazy. The last few weeks have been crazy because of the Tasha K trials. And it's not just because of the traffic. It's not because of the child so much, it's because she lost and why she lost. And now people are looking at all of the other people who got demonetized and who got suspended and the channels that have been taken down, and this is huge. I mean, we thought the James Charles thing was huge, we thought the Jeffree Star thing was huge, we thought the Shane Dawson thing was huge, and most of these people have multiple channels, and I have toyed with and contemplated and gone back and forth with having more than one channel, because the thing is, to niche down on, YouTube and just, make your channel about this one thing. And that's hard to do. I was watching Natalie Love, and Natalie, had some similar complaints because it's like we have to walk on eggshells more and more, not just because of the kids, but because, like, if you react to videos, it has to be a certain way. If you use somebody else's content to make a point, it has to be a certain way. Back in the day, you could just, play the video and react to it and, or react while the video is going and, not have to stop the video or whatever. And now, you have a certain amount of seconds before you can, stop the video and say something and, make your point. You have to create, it has to be completely different content. It can't be just you playing somebody else's video. And now I'm to understand that Instagram is, getting into the same thing with the music and with, I guess they call it plagiarism, and different things similar to that, where you cannot just take content from somewhere else and share it because you think it's funny, or because you think it's, you know, necessary, unless it comes from the news or something like that. And most news, people don't know this, but most news outlets are not even monetized. So, you know, they're giving you the news just like on, you know, television or whatever. So if you see something on the news, especially like if I've used it or whatever, I always give a shout out. I always put where I got the content from and all of that stuff. But some people just don't care. You can get stricken because you use somebody's content and they didn't want you to use their content, and you know, you didn't check to see if it was okay to use their content. It's completely, you know, changing right before our eyes. The stuff that you say about people, not just celebrities, but anybody, can get you in trouble. You can't just sit and talk about, you know, just folk and give your opinion. And if it sounds like a lie, if it sounds like bullying, if it sounds, you know, derogatory towards another person, then you're probably going to get in trouble. If you are found trying to deface someone's character and, you know, they say that this is what's going on, your video has shown them in a bad light because of what you said or because of your opinion, you possibly could get stricken and or you know, your channel penalized in some way, or that video demonetized or partially demonetized. You can't talk about, you know, certain things like ending life. You can't actually say that word. If someone assaults you in some sort of way, certain words you can't say because you will get partially or 100% demonetized. And what that means is you don't make any money, or you make very little money off of those videos because they feel, YouTube feels and or Google feels like people will not want to place their ads, you know, because they've already, you know, said in a contract, you know, if there are certain words or certain topics or certain discussions, you know, we can't, you know, support that, or we won't support it, even though you're not doing it in a bad way, even though, you know, how you're presenting the story could be great, completely opposite from drama channels, you know, from channels that lie, from channels that, you know, spread gossip and rumors. Still, that's a problem. And so it's just like, wow, like I can't even, I'm just like, I don't understand. You have YouTube kids. Children under the age of 13 should, you know, be watching YouTube Kids. The parents should be making sure that regular YouTube isn't on their phone or tablet, that they are watching YouTube Kids. And I feel like every child or every family channel, if your kids are not at the age to say I do or don't want to do this, then they shouldn't be in the videos. You know, unless you're, you know, catering to a baby and, you know, you're showing, you know, mommy stuff, that's completely different. But to make your kids put on a quote unquote show, you know, because you've been doing YouTube for 10 plus years and, you know, they know that you're doing it, doesn't mean that they want to do it. Some kids don't want to be on TV and don't want to be on video, you know, because they just want to live a normal, regular life. And that's totally understandable. So for me, it's getting out of hand as to where we're being penalized and we're being punished and we are being stifled because we can't put out the content now that we want to, even if I said I'm going to continue to be a commentator, my commentation would be completely different, and you would see that the words that I'm choosing and how I'm presenting would be completely different, which is what you guys like. So many times I get new subscribers and my regular subscribers and almost all of my members saying, I subscribe to you because I like the way you present a story. And that's always made me happy because everybody has their own style. And I wouldn't have as many subscribers as I do if I were being fake or phony. So instead of, you know, putting a caption on what I do, it's now like, do I change my content? You know, do I stop YouTube altogether? Do I, you know, what do I do with this channel that has been built based on giving you raw, gritty stories that are not pretty, but I feel like they're needed in the community. We need to talk about certain things, and those certain things I can't say right now because I will get penalized for even mentioning those things that I feel we need to talk about. So, yep. So you can see where my frustration comes from. And I totally understand where people like Natalie Love, their frustration is coming from it, because she's felt the same way. I have toyed with the idea of doing a Patreon. I don't know anything about Patreon for years because I supported other people, but I never put anything on my channel because at the time I was in the beauty community 100%. And I was like, what am I going to put on Patreon that you guys don't already get on YouTube? Because I do, you know, everything. And that's what I'm used to doing, everything on YouTube. And when I saw that I would go back and check my analytics, and I would look over my content, and I would see, you know, partial demonetization, and I'd be like, why? What did I do wrong? You know, and I'd be reading over, and it would say, check the YouTube guidelines, and I would read the guidelines, and it didn't seem like I did anything wrong. But there are certain words and certain topics that you just cannot talk about if you want to keep your monetization. And let me just be clear and honest, and I don't know if Natalie will agree with this or not, but I am going to send Natalie this video because, you know, after watching her video, I was like, I got to chime in. I got to piggyback a little bit. You know, I invited Natalie to come on the show. This might be a perfect topic for us to talk about because, man, when you are 100,000 subscribers plus, you don't get picked on as much. Okay? She's way far along than I am. I think, shout out to Natalie. Natalie Love is like 50,000 plus subscribers. So proud of you. So proud of you. Natalie was like hesitant when she first came to YouTube full time. And now it's like, you know, listen, if you can make some people laugh and you can make some people feel good, you know, you got it going on. And I have been watching Natalie long before I even knew she had a YouTube channel. I was watching her on Instagram, and I used to be like so sad if she didn't put out content on Instagram, because I'd be like, man, she's supposed to do teeny. She's supposed to do church lady. And I was like, when I get paid, when I get my next YouTube check, I am investing. I got to get some merch because her t-shirts and stuff are like, you know, awesome. I love to watch her unboxings when people send her stuff. And I understand YouTube, you know, likes that kind of stuff because it's meek and mild and it's fun, you know, and all that kind of stuff. But you don't feel like doing that type of content all the time. Sometimes there are issues that we want to talk about, not just in the Black community, but maybe in the female community, maybe in the human community as a whole. Something happens in the news, or something happens to a particular person that's well known. Something happens on YouTube, you know, like the YouTubers that don't want to be around anymore, and so they commit certain acts, if you know what I mean. You know, for me, I feel like, man, we need to talk about this stuff because, you know, it's not just about depression. It's not just about, you know, feeling sad or this, that, and it's so much more. It's got so much more to do with the life we live and how we present ourselves. And when I feel somebody is acting crazy, I literally want to talk about it. Y'all know I do. y'all know when somebody's acting a fool, that's the first thing I want to do is talk about it, because I'm like, why are you doing this? You're making us look bad. You're making us women look bad. You're making, you know, our black community look bad. You know, you're doing the most, you know, and why? You know what I'm saying? And so I really can't do that anymore. I'm not a big enough channel yet. And even if I were, I would still have to, you know, recognize certain things, do things a certain way, just to make sure that I'm not compromising my channel, if that makes sense. I'm telling you, this is not going to be easy. But I'm not a quitter, so I'm not going to give up. But it's not going to be easy. You're going to see some changes on this channel. It's not, I definitely don't want to. I'm comfortable doing what I do. And I do want to add some happier content, which I talked about in my last video. I'm just going to have to figure it out. You know, I'm just going to have to figure it out. So I'm almost home. I'm going to get off of here. Talk to you guys later in another video. But I love you. Stay safe out there, because you guys know Miss Rona is still running rampant. Remember to live on purpose, guys. And I will talk to you in another video.